to see the Irish Fruit Flex Murphy, a newcomer in OVW who's formed a fast friendship with Tony Gunn.
Yeah, Gunn is
Following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, accompanied to the ring by Flex Murphy, Tony Gunn.
As I was saying, Gunn is taking this young guy under his wing, teaching him all the tricks, what to do in the ring and what not to do in the ring.
Well, lesson number one was last week, and it was the numbers game, and these two pulled it off perfectly, Mike Lissette.
Last week, that Anarchy match became a handicap match as Flex and Gunn tied Dapper Dan to the top rope, leaving him defenseless against that madman Michael Hayes.
That was a targeted hit. Gunn hates everything that Dapper Dan stands for, calls hardcore wrestling trash wrestling, but he also knows there's a chance that he could face Dapper in the Anarchy title tournament. So lesson two, perhaps strike first.
And his opponent, the Beast Unleashed, Zo!
And speaking of the Anarchy title tournament, this man, the Juggernaut, the most agile big man in the OVW locker room, has qualified for that Anarchy title tournament. He won his way in last month, Mike Lissette.
He's got to be one of the favorites, just as Dapper Dan has to be one of the favorites. Can't count out size.
We've had a series of qualifying matches over the last 2 months here in Ohio Valley Wrestling for this Anarchy title tournament. 2 more qualifying matches to go, including one here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and then the brackets will be set. So as we look at the Juggernaut Zo and the best wrestler here, or self-professed, I should say, and the Shotgun Tony Gunn, could we get a preview? Could this be a precursor or a preview of 2 guys who will eventually face each other in the Anarchy title tournament?
It definitely could be. My thing is, though, how is Tony Gunn going to win this thing if he does not play by the, quote, Anarchy rules? If he continues to just avoid picking up a steel chair, avoid picking up a kendo stick, avoid picking up anything they got into the ring, how is he going to win this type of match?
Well, I think the answer to that may be standing on the outside of the ring in the form of 224 pounds of Flex Murphy.
Well, there's no doubt about that.
Gunn may not want to use a weapon, but he's never been afraid to bend or break a rule.
We've seen him do it time and time again. Look at him here, discussing strategy, discussing what they're going to do. If I'm Big Zo, I'm worried about the guy in the ring in Tony Gunn, and I'm worried about the guy just as much outside of the ring in Flex Murphy.
Think about what we saw last week, where Gunn and Flex involved themselves in Dapper Dan's Anarchy Rules match with Michael Hayes. These two tied Dapper Dan over the top rope, leaving him defenseless in a match with the creator of chaos, Michael Hayes.
Oh, did they ever have a night? I mean, you remember what they did to Bill? Look at this right here. He got his foot. He got his foot right there.
Well, this is in Anarchy Rules. So Gunn and Flex, they can risk a disqualification here.
He's just pounding on him now in the rope. But back to your point, I mean, they had quite a night. I mean, remember, earlier in the match, what they did to BGB. They had him in the middle of the ring. Tony Gunn said, put a hold on him. He did.
Yeah, that was another lesson from the best wrestler here. That YTO, Texas Cloverleaf, you'll tap out. Guillotine leg drop from the big man here, and that's that agility we were talking about from Zo.
You talk about you'll tap out. You don't kick out with a move like that usually. But somehow Tony Gunn did, and shot to the midsection.
And perhaps Gunn knew that he'd need an ally if he was going to be in this Anarchy title tournament. Big knee from the top rope from the self-professed Shotgun.
I don't like him, but he always does think one step ahead.
Cover here, leg is hooked, and Zo's still got some gas left in the tank.
Definitely, you cannot underestimate Tony Gunn's smarts. He's a physically gifted athlete, but he certainly brings a lot with his mental game as well.
Gilbert Corsi alongside our special guest contributor, Mike Lissette, for this 969th edition of Ohio Valley Wrestling Television.
Oh,
ladies,
look at this again. And the referee doesn't see a darn thing.
And again, this is how I believe that Tony Gunn will thrive in this Anarchy title tournament. I mean, this clearly is lesson 3. It's Gunn has taught Flex, do enough to distract, but not to disqualify.
Again, you may not like what he's teaching him, but you do have to say, he's educating the young man.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this hour, we will see your television champion in action, LJ, defending in our main event tonight against Cardinal. Also scheduled to see the Demon, Satan's favorite sinner, Amon, in action, and the real deal, Randall Floyd. Plus, this bombshell blockbuster announcement promised by OVW heavyweight champion Michael Hayes. What could that be about, as Zo is in trouble here, but he's out in 2.
It's a good question. What could that be about? With Michael Hayes, you never quite know. He's always about making things uncomfortable. He's always about creating chaos. If anything, it's going to make a lot of lives uncomfortable tonight.
And again here, the assist here from the apprentice, Flex Murphy. This is almost like a handicap match.
That's what it turned into last week with Michael Hayes and Dapper Dan. I saw Dapper Dan earlier. He is angry. He is hot. He hasn't forgotten about this kind of stuff. Oof.
An angry Dapper Dan is a dangerous Dapper Dan. And a series of kicks here from Tony Gunn.
Ooh.
And the Juggernaut, Zo, with some stiff rights and lefts, jacking the jaw of Gunn. And look at Zo, 350 plus, rally back to his feet here. Set up for the ride now, the Irish whip, hits hard in the turnbuckle. Gunn saves his own life, out of the way in the nick of time.
Sleeper.
Cutting off the blood flow to the carotid artery.
You wonder how to get a big man off his feet? This is how you do it.
You knock him out. And look how quickly that Zo's down to a knee. Zo not just seeing his lights go out. Look at the way that this whole maneuver's been put on, Mike. Tony Gunn's forcing Zo to shoulder all of his weight.
And it's definitely working. The crowd trying to get him back into it.
I'm not sure if Gunn has got it all the way cinched in.
Oh, he got it cinched in that time, did Big Zo.
But how much damage had already been done. Zo slow to make offense here. Almost seeing stars. Gunn's the first to strike, but nobody home.
Look out!
Like a freight train, goes 350 plus. Incoming!
One more time? How about it? Oh, what a drop! What a move!
Spinning wheel kick from the Juggernaut. And Zo telling us what time it is here in Davis Arena.
I think it's time to go over the top rope.
But the agility I was talking about, look at Zo. Cat-like reflexes, lands on his feet.
And Flex Murphy couldn't stop him. He saw it coming that time.
I guess the teacher didn't have a lesson to deal with an angry Juggernaut.
A big slam to the outside of the ring. That is the most unforgiving part of the ring that Flex Murphy got dropped into.
The Irish brute being brutalized here.
Ow! And I don't know how he's done it, but Big Zo has neutralized the 1-2 punch of Murphy and Tony Gunn.
Zo looks like he's trying to put the shotgun away. He's setting up for that Zo bomb. He connects on this one, and it's all over. Springboard-like splash.
Oh, but wait a minute.
Turnbuckle.
Flex Murphy again. This has been the case the whole match.
Again, less than 3 or less than 4. I've lost count. Do enough to distract, but not disqualify. Meanwhile, a low blow behind the official's back.
And she didn't see it.
Can't call what you can't see. 1, 2, 3. Tony Gunn stolen a victory.
Your winner, Tony Gunn.
Once again, Tony Gunn just one step ahead of everybody with the assistance of Flex Murphy.
Hold on, is this going to be deja vu from last week? Remember, we saw Flex put the Texas Cloverleaf on after the match. And what was that we were saying about Dapper Dan? That he was bitter and back?
He's still angry, and he's still got a lot of power.
And he's taking it all out on Flex Murphy. Well, Tony Gunn's new protege was like the sacrificial lamb led to slaughter by Dapper Dan.